Welcome, everybody. Hello. I am Noman with a 4, and you're joining me for a fantastic game today. This is Onward in the VR Master League. We're in the Hiatus tournament, Week 3, Division 1, and oh boy, do we have a match for you today. It is Mayhem versus Animal House. Two fantastic teams, if I'm being honest with you. And I'm kind of getting like those Season 10, early Season 10 vibes. This is kind of like that comfort food sort of game for me. And I'm pretty excited to get right into it. The teams are piling in, and I am all by myself on the desk here today. So I am going to dive right into picks and bans. Let's go through the bans real quick here. So on the home side, the home team is Mayhem, and they're going to be banning out Suburbia. So an interesting choice there. And then just for, posterity's sake, Animal House decided, hey, you know what? We're going to ban the other sub. Subway is out of here. So that's two relatively interesting maps to ban. But if you look back at the team histories for their matchups in the last couple of seasons, it kind of makes sense, right? They're strong on each one of these. However, they do tend to vary a little bit based on which maps they have taken away from each other, let's just say. And they're by no means not all out of the pool just yet. So let's talk about the map that we're going to be playing first here. Dive into that. The first map that they have chosen is going to be Bazaar. And, while this caster's not particularly favorite map to play on, it is definitely a fun one to cast, and I'm excited to see these two teams go at it on this map. A little bit of history for these two teams. So far, since Season 8, Mayhem has gone undefeated versus Animal House in the regular season. They have gone 0-3, twice in Season 8, once in Season 10 so far. They actually did not play in Season 9 as far as I could tell. So this could be a comeback story for Animal House. They could secure themselves a long time win. I mean, 3 seasons is a long time to not get a crack at an enemy. So we'll see if they're able to pull something out here. But let's get the teams the go-ahead to get going. I'm going to get everything set up here, and we're going to be diving right in because we've got 5 people on each side ready to go. I'm pretty excited, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we've had Onward all day. I've been watching it all day. I've been kind of like getting myself all psyched up. And now that I'm finally at the desk, and for the first time in a little while, we've all been on a bit of a hiatus. And I'm just excited. I'm excited to get into this action. I'm excited to see what these teams do on this map. I mean, these two teams they're kind of interesting, right? Mayhem, I would say, is a very adaptable team. They can adjust to the play style of the other team. Animal House, on the other hand, I think has a play style that they enjoy. They play a certain way and they play it well. And I'm curious if the adaptability of Mayhem is going to be able to overcome that sort of tried and true and steady play style of the Animal House squad. Now, I haven't played the Animal House squad myself personally in quite some time, but they have always been a fantastic team to play against. We've always had a blast in our matches against them, and I would imagine that between these two teams, we're going to see some pretty exciting action. So I'm going to go ahead and let the teams know that they are good to go. And let's just dive into this first round. Now, we're going to be playing a bit of a side game here, as the minimap functionality, unfortunately, is having some issues as of this last patch. So we're going to have a little trouble finding the locations of some of these objectives and some of these players. So bear with us here. If you've been tuning into the casts throughout the day, you've probably noticed that there's a little bit of disjointedness, but you maybe hear in your headsets or through your speakers, I have found the first objective, and we're dealing with the East Hotel, whatever it's called. I call it East Hotel objective. And we are diving right into this first round, so let's get going, ladies and gentlemen. Round 1, map 1, Mayhem Animal House. I want to see the hype in the chat. I want to see it. Who's going to win? All right, the defense getting set up. I like the animal. I like hearing laughter out of spawn. That's a fantastic. I always have to commend teams for having a good time, but it's early. You know, it's easy to be happy on round 1. We'll see what happens as the game gets underway. So we're seeing this 3-man team here, Wookiee, Mono, and Defilade, all pushing out through the southeast. Theta set up on that long watch for the cross. Shots ringing out here from Nolo. Does spot out a few making that west side.
One's in that southeast courtyard.
There's the call out there from Nolamite about the positioning, but we've already got contact here in the southeast. Green Theft and Wookiee ran into each other. They're kind of tucked in, just waiting to see what's going to happen. This is the only defender that's kind of out of what I would consider to be out of position. He's pretty far in the east, and he's missed the cross early on. Now Wookiee here is in a great spot to get the jump onto green, and there it is. That is one out as Wookiee finds the first pick of the game. Shots coming out already in the north side, trying to keep James Boak pinned. It's my understanding, but James will be the one that wins the trade on the north wall, and that's going to put Animal House down to 3.
One right side of blue room.
Now, I don't know if Nolamite is aware of James's position here, but if he starts getting a little too peaky on this street, James is going to punish him. And as I say that, he rushes out. Is James going to find the angle? The shots don't land. A few too many wooden pallets to go through there, it looks like. The rest of the offense set up mostly on mid-street. Taking their time, right? They've got the 2 picks down. They know they're working with a 2-man advantage. They don't have to rush things. 3 minutes, and they're all basically stacked right on top of the OBJ positioning. So I think this is the right play here. They're just going to let, you know, the defense make the mistakes. The defense now has to rotate, cover far more angles per person than they normally would with 5. Just enough rope to hang themselves, I believe is the saying. Hi, chat. Hi, everybody who's tuning in. Try and pop in and say hello. Thank you guys for tuning in. We do very much appreciate it. See, they're getting antsy. Those shots coming out. There we go. Onto Wookiee's position. He peeks at Tank. Doesn't find the shots. It looks like he did get some damage there. A nice little alley-oop from Wookiee, but a little too short. Doesn't find Wicked in the end. I see James rotating there in the north as well. They're starting to close in on all sides. Mono pushing through courtyard here. Could have a great line onto Wicked Hex, who's still very much occupied with Wookiee's positioning, and it looks like Wookiee there keeping everyone tucked in. There it is. Mono does spot out Wicked in the end, and those shots do ring out. James finding Nolamite on the north is closing in, and now it's just Nink's Dragon left on the objective. 5 members of Mayhem. They are absolutely tearing this first round apart. Shots are ringing out. You don't want to be Nink's Dragon in this situation. You don't want to be the last one left. He's got lasers trained on this doorway. He's got to be rotating. Theta, the one that finds the trade in the end, and that's going to give Mayhem their first point. A little bit of celebration there for Mayhem. That's going to give Mayhem their first point here on map 1 in Bazaar. What a round. I mean, Mayhem commanding that series so far. You know, they drove every engagement in that series. And, you know, Animal House is going to have to take charge here on this offensive round coming up if they want to keep pace. Pop back into the scoreboard here. Take a look there. James Boak finding 2 in his positions in the north. Really nice job taking out Nolamite on that final push. I think Nolo was kind of a key position for a lot of the people pushing into the courtyard on the southeast side of the Bazaar. But once he was out of there, you saw Theta, Mono, everybody poured into that courtyard, and it was pretty much curtains for the Animal House defense. We'll see if Animal House can stack something similar. I'm curious to see if they... I actually wonder if that Green Theft position may have been a bit of an overreach, right? All of the rest of the defenders tucked in inside of that courtyard, with green being so far out, losing that defender early on, losing that man advantage early on, I think really swung the round in Mayhem's favor, and they definitely took charge off of that momentum. We'll see what Animal House does here as this round gets underway right now.
No, you're the first.
Well, I like how they fell out of the sky there.
No cap. No cap.
That's right.
If you're watching us this time, Diamond, hi. If you missed it last time.
Die!
Oh, hello, Mayhem.
That's what he gets for doing this match.
Shoot the
one where I
Noman.
could've
Shoot
co-casted,
the
bro.
Nomans are.
Listen, Mono, you don't have to play. You can co-cast. I'm getting flack. Of course, these two teams both now have casters that they have supplied to the league. We do appreciate them volunteering their time. Mono here, the one under fire, in fact, is a fresh co-caster. You may have seen him on a few casts this last week. Say hello to him. Make sure you tune into his casts. And all of the rest of our casters, Mr. Lipinski, who is not playing for Animal House today, but is an Animal House regular and a powerhouse for that team as well. Also a caster, so do give them some love. Give everybody some love. We had a lot of casters on today. People, you know, practicing, getting used to stuff, so we do appreciate everybody putting in that time. It is a big deal, but we're not here to highlight the casters, folks. We're here to watch Animal House try and get this point. Smokes are coming in. I like this positioning. They're putting the pressure directly on. Now, we noticed that Mayhem opted for the long approach around the southeast side, but Animal House going with this direct push. The smokes on the OBJ. Now, this is meant to keep Mayhem on their toes. They've got to be rotating. They got to be checking the smoke. They don't want anybody rushing in here. Animal House not really acting off of the smoke. Wicked Hex the closest one to really do any kind of damage here. It's got to stay quiet. Wonder if Defilate's going to spot him in that long peak. It doesn't look like it, though. Nynx Dragon approaching on that main street as well. He's under the scaffolding right now. Going to be coming around Blue Room side. Definitely Wookiee going to have to be watching out for that. Potentially maybe Defilate also watching that southern side. Hex may be making a little too much noise. And we have to keep our... see, this is why we have to keep our head on a swivel. Green Theft already in this middle section. Now, Defilade is specifically designed to catch this position, but the bullets don't land. Mono now has to deal with it, and Green Theft finds one, and the unfortunate rotation. Oh, no. Ladies and gentlemen, no. No, no, no. Nolamite causing all kinds of problems for his team. The team kill confusion. Oh, that is not what you want to see, and that is not where Animal House wants to be on this first offensive round of the game. It's going to be mind games from here on out. They're going to have to find a way to shake that off. Mayhem only losing one in that exchange, and Animal House
One next to me.
down to 2. Now down to 1 as I say that. It's the caster curse. You can't call out the numbers because otherwise they start trickling away from ya. Shrieking Geek, the final offensive member of Animal House, will ride along in the first-person view and see if he can scrounge up a couple of kills. Potentially, you know, a cap. I mean, hey, we've seen some crazier things just today. If you were watching some of those matches, we saw some pretty insane caps.
I'm by the point. I'm next to the point.
Shrieking's hearing all of this communication. He doesn't see these silhouettes if you're new to the game or you haven't seen it. Obviously, these are all caster provisions. These are just for us to bring the action to you for the player. However, all he's got is his scope and his ears. He's got nothing else. Interesting choice going with the 4X on a map like this. Although the scopes are a little bit better in this 1.8 version. A little easier to use in the short range than they used to be. The parallax not quite as strong. A little bit easier to get target acquisition through them. Ooh, this rotation so dangerous for that exact reason. James finding the final kill, and Mayhem celebrating their 2-0 start to this series. As well they should. But there is plenty of game to go here, folks. Now we've got to play the game. We got to play the mini game. Which objective? I'm gonna play a game with the chat. You guys guess which objective it is before I find it in the chat, and you win. I don't know, my love and affection. Let's say. I found it. It's too late. This time you can't win my affection, but for the next one, you absolutely can. I know it's what we're all here for. All right, so we're gonna be dealing with this northwest objective. Pop the scoreboard away there. Actually, let's take a look here. We didn't see that Nolamite with that -2, the unfortunate team kill set. It really was, I mean, it was chaos. Green Theft pushing into that east courtyard does manage to find Mono, but then his team does not expect him to rotate back out of those defensive positions, and he gets caught out by Wicked. Wicked, in turn, gets killed by Nolamite and confirms Green at the same time. So just chaos, absolute chaos out there for Animal House that round. But we'll see they have what it takes to bring it back, because we are already diving in to our third round. Let's see what the defense has to say.
Yeah. Well, we're fucking living bad.
Why do you TK?
Yeah, Nolamite getting
I like that one.
Nolamite getting a little bit of razzing there from the team, as one is to expect. But still high spirits, which is what I think we all like to see. Those kinds of call-outs are a little worrying to me at times when you hear teammates asking questions like, hey, is somebody covering this area?
Yeah, he went behind
A little concerning sometimes that they may not have planned that out in advance, but Animal House definitely a team that is good on the improvisational side of the house. They're strong improvisers.
Okay, well, he saw me.
Like Nolamite may have taken a couple of shots, maybe even Wicked. Yeah, I think Wicked up top there, taking a few shots out towards.
Two shots at him.
Yep. Thank you, Wicked. He's doing half of my casting work for me. Taking a few shots out towards Defilade Mono in that position. Theta now having to rotate out. He's going to be in danger from Nolamite's position if he's not careful, though. Nolamite is exactly looking for this cross here where Theta's heading. Does Theta spot his gun? Can you see? Maybe his leg? No, he can't. God, if he could see anything, it would be like his absolute tippy toe. And there it is, Nolamite checking, the shots ringing out. Not landing, interestingly enough. I wonder if there's an interesting barrier there or something. Those bullets did look like they should have been on point. Wicked Hex, meanwhile, evening things out for Animal House with a pick of his own as Mono rushes change room and gets knocked out as a result. Green.
One dead, east side.
Picking up Wookiee on that eastern side. Wookiee in a position that I definitely would not have seen without a functioning minimap. So
Not sure if I got him.
shout out to him for getting that kill and giving me the intel as to where he was. That is the east approach down. Oh, we're seeing Green push out across the street here. Just out of the corner of my eye. This is a dangerous spot. Defilade, meanwhile, finding Nynx as the Animal House defense starts getting really aggressive, and they do not have man advantage. This is a 2v3. All three of Mayhem are tucked in here. Green Theft on a really nice little push here. If he's not too loud, Defilade's going to hear this. Tablet check. Yeah, he knows.
On me.
He knows. The flanker's identified. Green Theft now has to run. He's got to move. Is he going to spot him? Defilade looking out over the top. The shots ring out. Defilade wins that trade. A little too loud on that flank, and now it's just one member of the defense remaining. Three.
Yeah, and James, I had one earlier.
Three from Mayhem now making their approach, and now Shrieking, the last one alive for Animal House. And again, not a position you want to find yourself in. Let's just ride along with him. This is the kind of rotations you have to do to make sure you don't get capped on. This is just quick. You got to move quick. It's all check every angle, especially this objective. You can cap inside the little courtyard by the house, little backyard there, right behind the wall. You can cap, obviously, anywhere on the outside next to the objective. You can also cap on the sort of main lobby area of the building. So there's a lot of different spots to check. And if the teams are sneaky enough, they can absolutely get it out from under you. Very dangerous. Oh. There it is. Theta finalizing that round win, and Mayhem quickly climbing to a 3-0 lead here on Bazaar. Animal House not finding their rhythm yet in this Bazaar matchup. Now, again, this is the Mayhem pick. This was picked for a reason. So I'm not necessarily surprised that Mayhem is taking control of this map and of this situation. But I would have expected, I don't know, maybe a little less aggression out of that defense. They got really, even before they were outside of man advantage, they got a little greedy on the pushes out from the objective. There were people pushed out of Northwest Courtyard. There were folks in the southwest of the Bazaar. I don't know. I feel like if you're 2 points down, you definitely want to try and maintain as much coverage on the objective as possible, though I suppose the caps have not been the threat so far. So maybe a little bit of hunting for Animal House was the right call there. But just not working out as Mayhem firing on all cylinders. We'll see what happens here for Animal House's potentially final round on Bazaar if they're not able to secure themselves a round win. And that sound tells me we have got a 4th round to watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, snap. Hi.
Well, now the offense will know where they spawn.
Go, go, go.
Totally a joke, of course, as Volk will always spawn in the same positions for every objective. It is only Marsoc that rotates their positioning.
That's all right.
In this case, Animal House getting that that southeast spawn. Oh, I apologize. The center spawn. Center east spawn. Now they're splitting up 2-1-2 here. Nolamite dead middle of the street. Shrieking and Nynx taking that northern approach. And, of course, Wicked and Green in the south. And they are hustling. They are hustling and bustling. Hard to see here on this at this distance, but they're already on that southern side. We're going to have to keep our heads on a swivel here as Nynx checking a few little windows and doorways. Gonna be popping into a few views. That's mostly just pre-fire. I wonder if he's trying to bait them into a position where they can cross. Right now, Green and Wicked are not set up in a spot where they can lay any shots down in that position. Right now, James is going to be covering this southern approach. This red pickup truck is adjusted quite a bit from the last version of Bazaar. If you played on the 1.7 on PC, you'll know this used to be a little tiny yellow car, and it was further away from the wall, but a lot more coverage in size. The only downside is the under part of the truck is a lot bigger than it was with the car. Green Theft with the quick refrag as Wicked Hex loses his life on that push across the southwest side.
All right, got bad news and good news.
Now, I just heard I got bad news and I got good news. That's the captain style right there. Nynx finding Wookiee, and quickly Mayhem starting to lose their defensive advantage here. They've got 3 to Animal House's 4. They've only got 1 directly on OBJ. Mono and Defilade, of course, across the street, but Shrieking in a really great position to get across. Nolamite, oh my goodness, with a fantastic grenade. Good lord, he threw that from the corner of the street. What a bounce that was. Man, I wish I'd have seen that real time. Smoke not going to be very useful. But overall, the man advantage will be useful. Defilade peeking out here, looking for anybody pushing through this courtyard. He's in danger of Nolo just peeking this corner a little deeper. The laser's on him. The shots ring out. He does find it. He finds both. Nynx cleaning up Mono from that northern approach. And Animal House stay alive here on map 1. That is what they needed. And they had to get that point. Otherwise, that was map victory for Mayhem. And a really nice win on offense there. That was systematic dismantling of the defense. It's exactly the kind of... It's the pace that I would have expected from the other rounds. But they sort of slowed it down a little bit there, got a little bit more creative with the way they approached the objective. And I loved that their refrags were on point. They were quickly picking up the defenders one after the other, even if they were losing their own teammates. And then, of course, that beautiful grenade from Nolamite. Absolutely demolishing. That was an objective. I apologize for not remembering the name. Well, looks like we've got Kayat as our objective. Well, let's get ourselves into our 5th round. You thought I was going to leave the overlay up, but we don't do that here. Specifically at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We want to make sure everybody gets all of the action all of the time. Southeast spawn for Mayhem. Splitting 2 and 3. 2 pushing center. Defilade and James Boak crossing the street quickly. Nobody watching the Cry Lied. There was one person watching the cross. Defilade now kind of trapped by this truck. This is going to be dangerous. How's he going to get out of here? Shots ringing out from Mono and Theta as they push the east side. Wookie already in the northeast is going to find Wicked Hex. May want to pop over. Yeah, they've tucked in another defender there.
Okay, I think I got the guy in Green Courtyard, but I can't tell. Assume he is still alive.
There's the call-outs from Theta about not quite landing those shots at the very least. Green Theft, meanwhile, will find Theta as he tries to cross over, and Defilade quickly picking up that refrag, giving the advantage back to Mayhem, and the advantage grows as Wookie finds another in the north. Nolamite knocked out. Call out from Animal House coming in there. 2v5, not quite correct, but not an accurate count for Animal House, as as Green Theft was able to pick somebody up, but couldn't call it out as he did get that refrag. James pushing now in the northwest. It's all up to Shrieking and Ninx. Last 2 defenders here. Defilade raining shots down onto objective. Shrieking has to tuck in. This is a spot you want to be in, though. This is coverage defense, landing 1 shot onto Shrieking, but not an out just yet. And now we're seeing this constriction. James, Wookie, Mono, all tucked in. Shots ringing out. Shrieking's got to be rotating constantly. This is all cap defense here. Do not want to give these 2 points away easily, and James is looking for it. Shrieking taking a few shots. James tucked in on the inside. Shrieking's not checking the objective. He's going upstairs. This is going to be 5 points for Mayhem, and there it is. Mayhem sealing the deal. 5-1 here in Bazaar on map 1. Wow, wow, wow. What a fantastic play there by Mayhem. An answer back to Animal House's answer back. James Boak there leading with a 1 cap, 8 kills, 2 deaths round. I mean, you know, how do you beat that? You can't. But there it is, the cap, ladies and gentlemen, came in. Oh, actually, my apologies. I did the wrong score on the wrong map. Silly me. There we go. Now we've reflected the correct scores. Now, what is map 2 going to be? Let's see your predictions while we get this all set up. Let me know what you think map 2 is going to be. Unless you saw it somehow. Unless you're in Onward right now. All right, time's up. The poll is over, and the answer is Quarantine. And I am just absolutely tinkled pink about that, because Quarantine is a fantastic map that only got, dare I say, fantasticer in this last update. Truly one of the biggest revamps of a map we have had so far. A lot of underground approaches for some of these objectives, especially in the sort of center glass-ish area. There's a big old underground parking garage to go through, and a lot more verticality. Several rooftops you can get onto. Hospital now is a completely enterable building with lots of angles to watch from. Little cheeky under the fence positions that you can find. Definitely an interesting map to play, to say the least, and challenging for even the best of teams right now. We'll see how much work these two teams have put into this map in the last couple of weeks. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let's actually... Well, I'll take a look here in just a few moments. I'll pull up the statistics for who's got the general better score line on Quarantine overall, but most of those stats don't really matter anymore, right? Because new map, new score, doesn't matter, right? It's a completely different approach to a lot of these objectives, a completely different map, but sometimes a completely different playstyle. Not to mention, we're missing a minute on all of our maps. But round 1 of map 2 is underway. Quarantine is the challenge. The objective here in Volk, what we call Volk Village. I call it or some folks call it the wireframe. Whatever you want to call it. The objective is here, and James is on it. Let's see if we can figure out exactly where Animal House is going. It looks like they've pushed 4 up here in the north. We'll see if anybody from the defense... There it is! They saw him before I did. Ninx finding an angle onto Mono nice and early here, and a long one at that. Data going for the revive. There it is.
I got him. We got people in the north. Where Mono?
They're by that building.
The call-outs there. Coming out from Mayhem, identifying the Animal House folks, sending it all over the radio to their teammates. The last member of the offense here, Wicked, pushing through that little underground garage that we had mentioned earlier. Now, he's got a nice little approach here, because right now there's really nobody watching other than James on the OBJ this approach. I mean, Burning is essentially wide open. I would have expected to see somebody potentially on top of Hospital here, but they have not set that up. And look at this, Animal House already. God, you take your eyes off these players for just 2 seconds, and they've already made it to where the defense was. Now they're looking for those bodies. Nyx is looking for that down he got, and he's going to be sadly disappointed as the res did come out. Green Theft here on the roof may have a shot on Theta. Ooh, Theta just peeked. I wonder if he spotted him. I don't think he did. Lasers, for some reason, are off. How dare I? Could have sworn Theta spotted him as he made that little peek out around the corner. Shots from Mono ringing out, trying to suppress that northwest cross. It's not going to work out, but it is going to make Theta push off of that angle. Now Green Theft's got a nice little sight line from that rooftop. Dangerous for the rest of the defense. If they stay tucked in, it should be all right. Nolamite, though, makes it not all right for Theta as he downs one. Mono going to be looking for this refrag. The grenade coming out too short.
The other one, he's right across this fence. He's in that red building.
Callouts from Shrieking are accurate. That is where Mono's position is. He's tucked in on the street here. Theta finally confirmed as Green Theft knocks James Books out on OBJ. Now that is a huge pickup. Wicked Hex is on OBJ in smoke. Shots coming in. Wookie rushing in. The grenade comes in. The airburst is good. The defense is good. Defilade finding Green Theft. Wookie confirming Wicked. Nynx does manage to get the res, but it doesn't matter as Mono is able to secure both of those kills and leaves it just to Nolamite here. Unbelievable save by Wookie. What an airburst. Great communication by Mayhem there. Letting Wookie know somebody was on OBJ. He had that nade primed, ready to go. And while we watch Nolamite's attempted save of this round, which he has got an uphill battle here in 1 minute and 16 seconds, but he's gonna find one. You know what? Let's not interrupt him. Let's see what he does here. Gotta reload. We're up over the engine. He may be hearing these footsteps underneath, but he's down to 60 seconds.
One of second floor crash building.
Oh, he hops down, makes a little too much noise, and Defilade able to react off of that and find that kill. Securing that round for Mayhem, but let's take a look. Did I capture? Yeah, I did capture this. Like, I mean, what a beautiful rush there. I mean, Wicked Hex played that exactly the way that I think they had intended it. Get inside, get those smokes on the OBJ, make it difficult for the defense to react. But a fantastic reaction and communication by Mayhem, able to shut down that cap attempt. What a fantastic play. Wow, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow and wow again. Dolomite with 3 picks for Animal House that time. Mayhem splitting theirs a little bit more evenly. Defilade Mono picking up 2 apiece. What a fantastic series. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Do very much appreciate your participation today. It's been a very good Onward day. We've had a lot of casting today, a lot of really good matchups. I mean, really, really good stuff from a lot of these teams. Been really fun to watch, and we don't have to wait that much longer to watch some more because round 2 getting underway now as Animal House takes to the defense here in Q1.
I am going to the south, the north of the south.
Good day to you, sir.
To the north.
There we go. They are on the way, Animal House. Starting out pretty evenly again. They're gonna get a very similar approach to what they just had. James already finding the first pick as Wicked Hex crossing out in front of the burning rubble there. Gets caught out. The aggression from Ninx. Defilade pops the corner, finds one. Theta knocking Nolomite out. A nice little revive there from Mono. Dangerous grenade. Blind grenade. Oh, not quite blind. He may have seen Defilade there. But the shots ring out. Just like that, Mayhem has made it a 5v2.5. He's looking for him. He sees him. The laser's on him, shrieking under fire. Not able to utilize this rooftop the way he would want to. Wicked Hex still down in that rubble courtyard, and the only one left alive in the north is Green Theft. He's got 3 to deal with. We're going to tune into him. As Defilade and James here are going to be trying to make this cross. Green does find one. It's just a down onto Wookiee, though. If he gets a little too aggressive, he may not find Mino, but he does. Green Theft, though, refragged by Defilade. And now it is a 3v1. 2 reses available, but highly unlikely as Shrieking Geek now has to crash towards objective to try to prevent this cap. James seals the deal, and Mayhem go up 2-0 here on map 2. Ladies and gentlemen, it's blow for blow. It's ding and a dang and a dang. They're just Mayhem coming out swinging. Animal House, I mean, they're fighting for it. You know what I mean? They're putting in the effort, and they're coming up short. And I don't know what it is. You know, I'm having a hard time identifying it. I think some of the positioning may be a little too aggressive. I think they may be playing into Mayhem's hands in a few situations. I think if they tucked in a little bit better, it may work out in the long run. But hey, I'm not on the field. I think they're doing a fantastic job. And there's still plenty of game left, ladies and gentlemen. Still plenty of game left. Make sure we give them their score. Pop back and say hello to our folks just in time to dive into the next round. But you know what? We haven't played the game. We haven't played the most fun game of them all, which is, where's the objective? Here it is. It's going to be truck stop. Dive into our gameplay yet again. Round number 3. Ooh. There we go. All right, Mayhem on the defense here. Truck stop OBJ spreading out nice and thin. They're gonna try and identify the spawn. This is the key to this objective. You want to make sure that you're not overcommitting to a side where your attackers aren't approaching from. So they're gonna try to split this up a little bit, see if they can spot them out. Meanwhile, Animal House getting that sort of mid-south spawn, the post office spawn. Spreading out relatively evenly throughout the middle, stacked a little bit here along the courtyard and burning area. Sorry, and of course by burning, I mean the center HQ here. This did used to have a fire on it, but no longer. I think center HQ is the new name.
Hey, folks, we're gonna kill you. Hey.
Ooh, the smoke coming out. Oh man, if that was a frag, what a beautiful frag that would have been. Just too short by James for frags there. Ninx causing a bit of confusion. Flash coming out, not going to hit anybody either. Wicked Hex trying his approach, a little disjointed from the team there. The rest of the push had not yet fully come in. Pressure not coming. James with a fantastic shot. AK-12 getting that hospital roof gone. Ninx Dragon not prepared for James either. All of that banter, all of that misdirection, and all for nothing as Ninx gets picked up by the position that he was calling out for. Green Theft not able to react to Theta in time. Nolamite pushing over the top. Is James going to be able to assist here? He does push out on the corner. Nolamite tucks in, not in time, and Mayhem take themselves a third round. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. What a series. What a round. I don't even know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say to that. It had all the workings. It had all the workings of a good offensive play. I think it was timed off by maybe 5 seconds. Everybody had gone 5 seconds too soon or too late. I think that's all it was. But nonetheless, Mayhem continuing their march here. So far, only giving up 1 point in the series. Just that one round of Bazaar. Interesting plays so far, though. I like the way that Animal House is communicating. I like the way that Mayhem is communicating. I mean, these teams are playing, at the level we would expect, but Animal House definitely getting a bit of the short straw. They're getting picked off at range. They're losing some of these shorter range engagements, not quite timing them out properly. And time is running out. I mean, this is the time to start turning things around for Animal House if they want to stay in this. Now, in the Hiatus tournament, currently both of these teams are 1-1. So they're sort of vying for a higher position in the overall series, in the overall Division 1 series. So this is a pretty important game for both of these teams. It could swing the way that the rest of the tournament pans out. But we'll see if Animal House, who, being in high spirits, which is probably the #1 most important thing when you're down on points in a map, see if they can bring it back. There it is. They have identified the spawn a little earlier than Mayhem did. Pressure coming out from Green Theft towards that gas station approach. Theta and Mono casting tag team. Oh, I apologize. I didn't even call out Theta as a caster early on in Bazaar. He is another one of our resident new casters. Meanwhile, the other one, Mono, finds a nice little down there on the corner of Rooftop. Green Theft being knocked down, and now Ninx here in danger very quickly. The communication there so strong. He's calling out, "I got that guy," which, you can sort of infer that they've been calling out these positions. Shrieking a little too slow to react on those gunshots as well. Mono will find him. Theta picks up Green Theft on the roof after that res comes out. And just like that, Animal House down to just 2 members. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been quite a match. Flash coming out. Wookie tosses the frag, and a fantastic frag it is. He finds another Wicked Hex. Down for the count. Just one left on the OBJ. The pressure coming from Mayhem. They're looking to secure this 4-0 in this second map. Take no prisoners is the Mayhem way today. Dolomite going for the res. A valiant effort. Exactly what you should do in a dangerous situation like that. I mean, having one more person up means you have the higher chance of winning, but unfortunately, Mayhem able to secure the kill, secure the round, and secure the series with a scoreline of 9-1. A fantastically played match by this Mayhem squad. Well done. But we're not done yet. Don't go anywhere. Do not touch that dial. We've got one more map ahead of us here. Any guesses for what that map is going to be? Throw them in the chat. I'd love to see it. I saw a couple of guesses. I think Smithy guessed right. I believe that was Smithy. Yeah, Smithy, you nailed it. See if we can have you guys guess this third map. This is going to be the choice of Mayhem, if that helps. That's your only hint. All right, time is up. Prediction time is over. The map is Downfall, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know Mayhem, you're not very surprised. This is definitely a Mayhem favorite. They do love their long-range play. As we just saw in Quarantine, they are dangerous when they do it. And we are going to be getting underway very quickly here, it appears. Let's see if we can... Yeah, let's see if we can hunt down where this objective is. There it is. We found it. Get ourselves into gameplay as round 1 of map 3 gets underway here. Oh boy, the aggressive push from the defense not working out as James finds the shots. Onto Green Theft and Wicked. Wicked's still resable. Nolamite here applying a little bit of pressure on the north. It's all 5 of Mayhem still tucked in on the north. I mean, definitely some opportunities for some long shots, but Nolamite is absolutely pinned down. I mean, this is Black Hawk Down level amounts of gunfire coming into this building. There is no way he is getting out of here alive. The shot's ringing out. He's putting them down range. He's looking for any pick onto any one of these 5 members of Mayhem, but nothing has landed, and they're using this pressure to approach quickly on this objective. If they can knock Nolamite out of this building, they've got a very easy walk to the objective. There's only one defender really kind of watching the OBJ. I mean, I suppose both of them could find an angle onto it. Theta pushing up on the inside, shrieking in the meantime. We'll find a nice shot onto Mono. And his grenade does not land, and now... Oh, there it is! It did land! I lied! Fantastic grenade.
He's dead, he's dead.
From Theta. What a nice toss into that window. I was like, man, that didn't go... Or that must have gone off, and I didn't even see it. But there it was. And now Animal House down to 2. Could they come back? The shots from Shrinking. I hear that. Is it a suppressed SVD? Can't quite tell what gun that is, but he is sending those rounds down. But now Mayhem has essentially switched sides. They are basically essentially defenders of this objective. They are in the positions that normally you would see some defenders from, and they're pushing through. James and Theta already in. I mean, James is so confident in the lack of defense here. He's got pad out the whole way through. Shrieking doesn't have eyes on it. The pad is out. James has the code in, and there it is. 2 points for Mayhem in map 3 as they continue their march to victory here over Animal House. Take a quick look at that replay. It's that sneaky Theta grenade. This little snipe there from Shrieking, and here it is. All that time, I was like, man, this must have gone off. I didn't even see it. Boom, there it is. Fantastic grenade by Theta to knock Nolamite out of that building. Props to Nolamite for surviving as long as he did in that window. I mean, honestly, if it was me, I would have caught the first bullet that would have gone through that window. Guaranteed. So big props for his survivability there, but ultimately succumbing to the pressure. Mayhem securing those 2 points with relative ease, it would appear. Now Animal House's turn to try to answer back. Still, one map win would go a long way. It softens the blow in the points difference across this Swiss-style tournament that the Hiatus tournament has run in. And definitely would be very helpful for them, whether or not they have won the series. You still want to fight for every last point in this game. Doesn't matter if you're in a tournament, if you're in regular gameplay. Round 2 now underway as Mayhem on the defense.
Are you smoking? Yeah, I got it. I hope you're... I'm afraid.
James applying that smoke on the northern side. It is a mirrored spawn.
I might have -1, but they're definitely northeast.
Call out there from Mayhem that they may have -1, but they don't. No shots have landed just yet, at least not to kill. Thanks, Dragon. Closest here on the approach. The rest of Animal House taking their time.
Choosing this map. We're going to play every second of it and run out the clock.
See, we're still hearing laughter. This is why we play Onward, ladies and gentlemen. It's not for the victories all the time. It's sometimes just to have a good time with your friends. Glad to see Animal House having a great time. It's definitely been a challenging game for them. I mean, to say the least. And to keep your spirits up is a game in and of itself. Very well played series by both of these teams. Thanks, Dragon pushing up on the inside here. Mono not quite finding the angle, but James is going to be able to heal. Yeah, there's the call-outs from James on Nynx's position.
I'm next to you.
Correction, one next to me.
No, stop lying.
We'll pop around for the banter.
East Red Truck Dark Room would be my guess. Sorry, West Red Truck Dark Room.
More communication about where these guys are coming from. Nice shot there from Defilade on Nolo. Mono finds Nynx as he makes the approach downwards, and that's 2.5 out for Animal House. 3.5 out for Animal House as Defilade finds yet another. Let's
I killed 2 guys at Red Truck.
a truck indeed. Just downed Nolomite so far. Green Theft may go for this res, but yeah, I couldn't even finish the word but, as Defilade shows exactly why that was a dangerous move to make, as he finds that final kill, and Mayhem go up 3, poised to take the series here on this next round. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we wind down here, I do want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in today. We may still have 1 or 2 casts coming up after this, either on Master League 2 or 3. Potentially, it has not yet been confirmed. It looks like casters are checking availability, but do stay tuned to our Discord if you have not already, or check it out on vrmasterleague.com/onward. We'll have all the VODs on there as well. So do check that out, but we do want to thank everybody for coming to hang out with us, and, well, specifically with me. There is no us in this situation. Thank you for hanging out with me while I bring you guys this cast, and thank you to these teams for playing this series out. It's been a blast. We've had some really fantastic plays to watch here, and I am excited to see what happens in this potentially final round, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. Dive right into round 3 of map number 3. Animal House.
Where are they? Are they in the...
Look at this aggression. Look at this. Caution to the wind. I mean, if they can gain this ground, this is actually, this is a play that my team, the team that I normally play for is fond of. This kind of aggression. If you can do it, if you can win out, 1 or 2 of these trades, it starts off such a fantastic chain reaction. Defilade there, able to secure 1 of the picks, though, on this aggression. Nynx Dragon still up and available. Wicked Hex there, evening things out a little bit as he finds 1 pushing that far northeast side. Defilade quickly answering back with a nice 2-tap finish of Wicked Hex. That's just going to leave 3 members of Animal House remaining. Nynx Dragon now under pressure as he finds Defilade crossing out into the east. A very strong pick there. Ooh, James, you cheeky guy. I saw it. I appreciate the attempt. Not quite good enough. Nynx with a fantastic reaction there to pick up James Boat, getting stuck on the doorway. That could have been dangerous. Nolamite finds Theta. Oh, the pressure on this corner. Wookie finds Nolamite as he goes on the counter pressure push. Now it's just Wookie and Theta. Theta downed in that ravine there. May not be able to reach his radio as far as I've seen. There it is. Wookie checks tablet. Does identify that he may have a person down. A fantastic shot onto Nynx in that south bungalow. This is why the communication between these teams is so important. If you really want to identify what an impact it makes on the game to be able to communicate cleanly with your teammates about the positions of your enemies, right there is a perfect reason. Wookie there, after an engagement, before going to res, reacts off of intel he had gotten much earlier about the position of a defender. He reacted to it, found the kill, made a safe passage for him back to his teammate, and then gets that res. A fantastic play there, and exactly what you'd expect from a Mayhem team playing at this caliber here today. I mean, the whole time Wookie was walking over, Theta was giving him intel. You're new to the league. Definitely practice your callouts. Get good about short, abbreviated comms, well-communicated positions, establishing baselines with your teams. All of this stuff is so important, as I'm sure the man in the frame of my camera here would tell you, Theta, man who does all of our fantastic tutorial videos. He finds that final pick and the round win for Mayhem here. Take a quick look at the final scores. They're relatively even across the board. Defilade picking up 5 for his team. But the victory comes out in the way of Mayhem. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic series. I am so glad. I mean, that was quick. Honestly, that was under an hour. We went through a match that involved Downfall and Bazaar in under an hour. A very impressive showing there by Mayhem, and well fought by Animal House. A difficult team to play right now. Mayhem definitely strong, definitely putting in the time. Not an easy match, but they kept their spirits up. They duked it out. They went down to a couple of 1v1s, 2v1 situations there, but Mayhem really doing a fantastic job of holding on that entire series. The final score there, as you can see, is 13-1. And that is going to do it for us here on the Onward Master League Twitch. I do want to thank all of our sponsors. You've seen them throughout the deck. I'm not going to call out every single one, but we do appreciate them providing the prizes for our regular league and for being with us during these hiatus tournaments as well. Please do go check out all of their products and services. They are fantastic. They have been with us for, most of them have been with us for quite a long time. And so big shout out and props to them. Thank you to you guys, the viewers, for watching and tuning in and hanging out with me while I talk to myself and my computer. I do very much appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to get back to the desk here today. Hopefully we'll do a couple more of these over the next week or two, and hopefully regular season will resume in a not too long of a time frame, and we'll start having more of those matches brought to you a little bit more regularly. But that being said, my name is Noman with a 4. I have been your caster today for the Onward Hiatus Tournament here on the VR Master League, and I will see you the next time.